And we're live. Okay. Hi, everyone. Fabian, all one of you, thank you for coming. Today we are going to finish our series on creating a block-based theme with Daisy. Daisy's going to take us through it and show us the way. So, hi, Daisy.
Hi.
Yeah, so I don't remember where we left off. I do kind of remember where we left off. So, should we do a little recap, or what do you think?
Yeah, well, let's go into the site and see what we've got to work with, just to refresh our memory, since it's been a couple of
Okay.
a
So
couple of weeks.
sounds good. So I have, like I do, not Spotify. You don't need to see what kind of heavy metal I listen to. I have local setup, and I have this. It's the same WordPress install that I've been using for all the streams. So that's what I'm using. Anyways, but we created our own theme, if I remember correctly. We called it Twitch theme. And where do you want to go from here?
All right, so I think we had created a couple of templates. We installed them into the theme so that you have a real working theme. The next thing that I think would make sense to do is to finish building out all the templates that we need, and then exporting again into the theme. And then what would be left at the end of that would be refining your theme JSON and getting the styles the rest of the way done. So let's try it. And the way that we approached this was a bit experimental, and if you were really going to create a workflow for this process, you might do it in a very different order. So
Yeah,
we're trying to get all the big pieces in.
For sure. And you wouldn't have me hijacking you every 5 minutes with tangents. So
I love tangents. Tangents are the best. You learn so much.
Awesome.
So, all right.
All right.
So let's go ahead and go into the editor.
Okay.
And let's see what we've got to work with.
Okay, we'll go into there. We've got nothing in our index.
Woohoo. All right. So let's start building an index. I think we created a header and maybe a footer. So we can go ahead and add those template parts in. Because this is a full page template for the index, which typically is going to be your blog page, your list of posts.
Okay. So,
all right.
No, that's not what I want. I'm doing this wrong.
It's header. Yep.
Yeah.
That's right. Did we not create a header?
Well, I thought we did too. We did.
All right, let's go to the W and then go to template parts. There is one there.
Yep, it's here. That's our template.
It's not showing up.
Should we look at, maybe, did I do something in the, where am I here?
Maybe theme. Okay, so let's go to theme JSON, because we might not have registered it.
Okay.
That might be why it's not showing up.
So I got.
So we're looking for template parts in here, and
we don't have a template parts. We have custom templates.
Okay, so let's. All right, so let's add after that last square. Or before is good too, wherever you like. And we're going to see what we get in here. I think it's
so be an object.
It's
right?
probably name, area, name, and title. Those are the three things that we can add here. So area is going to be header.
Header.
So add that.
Name is also header.
Okay. I believe we called it header. Yep. And then title is what we want it to show up as in the admin area. So it could be header with an uppercase H. Yeah.
Perfect.
And now, if we did that right,
with a little luck, so we should be able to go into we should be going to our index template again, right? And
go to index. And now.
So I'm just looking for header. Oh, what's that, header? And then there's template part.
Yeah, a template part is like a general template part where you would have like a sidebar or maybe an area that you put on a homepage or a secondary footer or something like that. So just go ahead and use header and let's see if it shows up.
There
now
we go.
We've had some stuff. Did it work?
So yes, it says, yeah, so I click that and I pick my header. Sweet. That's super painless. I like it. I love it. All right. So we got that.
So now you've got your header on your index. And if you're setting your site to use latest posts, then this would become your home page, because the index.html
Okay.
file is what's going to be used to generate that page. Just like in a classic theme, it would have been index.php.
Right.
Same template
Right.
hierarchy, basically. So
Cool.
now let's do, so we're going to have a header, a body, and a footer, basically, right? That's the way we're going to do this. So let's move into the body. And so what we want to add in next is going to be a query loop block. And then it's going to show up some options that we can walk through a little bit.
Query loop. All right, here we go. I'm going to zoom that.
So the first thing that you're shown in the query loop is kind of like an inline gallery of options. These are all patterns that are generated by WordPress that are available to us to be used in the query loop. So in the center of the white bar is a carousel option and a grid option. And so it will let you figure out which of those two you'd like.
Okay.
And if there's one that's in these selections, you can go forward and back with the navigation on the right and left side.
Okay.
You can choose one here, or you can choose the start blank option. And if you choose start blank, what you're presented with is the variations, which are a little bit like the patterns, but it's just like a little image, a representation of what's going to be there. And then you would start working with it from there. So it's not completely blank. It's still giving you some starter inner blocks with your post title and your content or an excerpt or whatever. Right. So
what do you think?
So
you want to...
What do you want on here? Do you want to start blank, or do you want to
let's start blank. Let's start blank, and so we can kind of go through the process of building it out. So we'll start blank. So we'll take a variation. So I don't know. Let's go image. Let's go title, date, and excerpt. Why not?
Sure.
So we'll click that.
That's pretty typical. Blog page.
All right.
Okay, and now we have this. You know what? I'm thinking. This is me going on a fun tangent, but it's bugging me a little bit that everything is full width. So maybe we should save this and go add a layout to the JSON. Okay.
It's also bugging me, for the record. So I'll save this, and I'm going to overwrite I'm going to save the index here, right? Yep. Save that. Okay, and then I'll jump over to one of the many things I have open, theme.json here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So in theme.json, we want to, what are we doing? Oh, we're going to, under settings, we want to add a layout section.
Okay. So we got layout. We have a layout section.
Oh, we do.
Content size.
That's interesting. I wonder why it's not honoring it.
Well, do we need a page template wrapper? Didn't we run into this? We ran into this. I remember this, and it was something to do with the way the query loop was set up. Let me look at the templates we have in here. There was something that we... do we need a post content? Because remember...
No, it should be in the query loop that we just created with those inner blocks. It should have the post template, but we can go back to the editor and look and use the list view to see what blocks are actually placed.
So we have post, so there is a post template. Okay. So I wonder why it's not getting, is it, could it be that my screen is...
So let's try setting, it could be that the screen's too narrow, maybe?
Maybe.
I don't think so, though. That looks like it's at least 1,000.
Yeah, no, I just zoomed out. I have a really wide monitor, so this is definitely not that. I'm going to zoom back in.
Okay, so let's go ahead and, so in the query loop, the button in the snack bar that's like the black line.
This one?
Oh, maybe not that one. Maybe it's in the post template. Oh, Actually, wait, go to query loop
Mm-hmm.
again.
Oh,
I
inherit
think
default.
that I've actually seen some stuff in the sidebar. You see inherit default layout. Let's try adding that.
Ha. That did it.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've seen some conversation about this in the community about
This
what
about
that
not being
what
clear, maybe.
it's not automatically inheriting. So I don't know.
Oh, right. And we're also going to
later.
need to, we'll probably also need to check this here, right? The inherit query from template, because we want it to,
We don't
I mean,
want
I guess,
it to be separate. Yeah.
I guess technically in this case it would work because it's going to get it. So if I'm understanding this correctly, if you don't check inherit query from template, you're going to build your own WP query, which is the index page, and we're showing the most recent post, so that would work. But I think what we want is to do
if you don't also have an archive and all of the other templates that you need to run a WordPress site properly, you would want this to be checked because you want it to use the query for that page.
Yeah, and that's how you would opt in. So if you're like if you're a classic theme builder, like, you know, if you built a WordPress theme prior to 5.9, you're a classic theme builder. You know, this is the equivalent of like the loop code that you would drop in there, where it gets whatever the loop is for this particular template. So okay, cool. So we have that. We've inherited our layout. We've inherited our query from the page. And now what?
And then you have the option to either include or exclude sticky posts. And since this is our index, we would want to include them.
Yep. Sounds good to me. Okay.
Actually, there's an option in there that I had not seen before. You have include, exclude, and only. So you can actually have a query loop that only pulls in your sticky posts. So if you were using sticky posts as a way to do featured posts, which is one of many ways to do it, it would allow you to have them displayed differently than the rest of your content.
Yeah, that's really cool.
It's kind of an interesting segue to a side use. So,
sure.
All right.
Thanks. Hello to Crowd Gamer from Germany. Thanks for joining first time chat. From viewer, thank you so much for saying hi. The name. Cool. Okay, so we have so we have this going on here.
Which is okay. It's like it looks like there's no excerpts found. These things.
Yeah, this is a content issue. So I don't really have any decent content here. So maybe what we should do is edit the template. What do you think? Should we edit the template of the query loop?
To only so we could
just date and title
excerpt.
Yeah. So just come in here and remove it, and it removes it from all of them. In hindsight, I probably should have installed like some default content to this site, or maybe used a slightly different website, like one that was built with all sorts of fun and flashy content.
Yeah, there are some cool plugins for that. There's I don't know, but in the interest of time, we won't do that. You're going to have a loop that only showed your title and your date.
Yeah.
There are a lot of other theme blocks as well, and so you can kind of decide what you want to include, and you might want to have a featured image, for example, or or the full post content, which is an option.
I wonder what that would look like. Let's see.
And other meta is available too, like the author and categories and tags and other taxonomies. Yeah,
this testing site's not going to be good for that because I disabled all the blocks, all the plugins that enable the blocks. Otherwise, we'd have a block instance for each thing that we've built throughout. Oh
yes. So anyway, I just wanted to point that out, that it's not like you're limited to only the blocks that were added by this template. You can add additional ones. Once it's inserted, then you can work with it to
let me just
actually create the things that you want.
I'm just gonna activate all these plugins except for Gutenberg. Oh, I already broke. Oh, see, here we go. I'm not gonna do that. I broke something. That's what you get when you develop in a vacuum. You end up breaking your stuff. Anyways, okay, so let's move on. So what if I wanted to put okay, you know what? I'm hijacking you again. Let's carry on. I'm gonna zip it and keep going. You want me to hijack
you? You don't have to do that.
Well, I was just wondering about a sidebar. Like if I wanted to put a widget into the sidebar. Should we do this here, or do you want to do this in different places?
Yeah, let's do it right here. Okay. When we first started this series, I was not really quite sure how I was going to go about this, but in a moment of like mental clarity, I was like, oh, I get it now. So basically what we're going to do is use columns to create our sidebar structure.
Okay.
And then we're going to put our things inside of it. So can you show me your design? Because I wanted to see I think that we just need the header the whole way across.
Yeah, there was a header, there was the main content area, and then there's a sidebar. I have a little like orange
But the sidebar was below
line.
The header, right?
Yeah. Sidebar was full width, header was full width, and then I have the content area and a sidebar on the right, and a little border, 1 pixel border of the same orange color. So that's
okay.
Which we could not do. It's fine.
There are different ways to go about doing that, so I'm sure we can come up with some creative way to go. All right, so let's go back to right here. Go into list view. I want to see what blocks we've got going on here.
So far we've just got the header and the query loop. I'm just gonna just condense.
So what we want to do is to get this query loop into a column. So if you select the query loop, and I'm seeing everything that you're doing a couple seconds behind. So if I pause, that's the reason. Okay, so we want to on the little like sideways S there, let's click on that. And then transform to columns. And what that should do is wrap a columns block around it and put the query loop into a column.
Okay.
And then we want to add another column.
Columns, sorry. And then I want to come over here. I want to just go 2 columns. Oh my goodness. This is crazy. Okay.
And then you can move them around if you want one on the left, one on the right. Just in the list view, you can track them. Or you can actually use the arrows in the snack bar.
Oh, right. Yeah. So this is So that's
I don't remember what side you had.
I had the content on the left and the sidebar on the right. But what if we wanted to make the column not full width? Like if we, you know what I mean? Like if we wanted this to be the content width.
Let's check the snack bar for the columns block first to see if the more options. And see if there's what's
that? Change vertical alignment. What's in here?
Try going into the snack bar. So we have vertical alignment.
Oh,
yeah. Sorry. So we might actually need a container to go around this to give it a better width. So we could add a group block and set it to the width that we want, and then put the columns inside the group.
All right,
it starts to get a little like nested.
No. That's fine. So if I go into groups, now I've got a group block here. This is my group block. So if I inherit the default layout of the group block, can I?
So the default layout is going to give you your narrow width. So if you want it to be wide width, then you would want to set that group to use wide width.
Oh, I see. So I turn that off, and then in my group. Sorry.
Why are we not seeing those? I feel like something is missing right now. So maybe we just set it to a wide width or set the content width for now, and then maybe we can come back to why we're not seeing the ability to set a width.
Well, am I calling it wrong? It's content size?
Did we disable it or something?
I don't think so.
In the settings?
Oh, stand by. Did I? No.
We might have in a moment of.
No, I don't think so. There's nothing in
It would be in theme JSON, I think, under settings. It would be like a false somewhere in there.
Oh, maybe. Hold on. There's always
palette.
There's always. I don't think so. I don't see it. Content wise, so it's content size, and well, let's just make sure. Well, it's not. It's not yelling at me, so that should be right.
I think that is the right one.
All right. Well, okay. Hold on. The group is. I mean, that looks like it's right.
So there is another supports line that maybe we want to add. Let me go get that. It's appearance tools.
Oh, yeah, appearance tools. Appearance tools would go into just up at the top level, right?
It's in settings, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So this should enable all the board. Like, what does it do? Enables border, color, spacing, and typography.
Yeah, and I don't think that layout was in there, but I'm very confused as to why we're not seeing the option to set a wide content width on the group. I was really sure that that was an option. Oh, wait, Fabian is helping us out in the chat. So let's see. You should be able to change the width of a column in the sidebar of the individual column. Yes. But you cannot set it to the default content width as far as I know. Yeah, that's why I was thinking we would be able to use a group for that. So you can set it manually to the same value, but not auto-inherit. All right, so that's what we'll do.
So I turn that off, and I go wide, and I set it to 1,000 pixels. So that's what that is. Right? Is that, sorry, did I do that, what we're talking about here? And then we can do this at 650. So content and wide, and then in the group.
I think that it's going to only use the content width and not the wide width because we can't set it to the wide width.
Okay.
So you want to set that content width to the bigger number.
To 1,000?
Yep. Unless you want a really skinny website.
I don't. No, I don't at all. Don't at all. Fabian, welcome aboard. Again, thank you. I already said hi to you, but thanks again.
We appreciate the calling out what we don't know right in this moment. It's easy when you're sitting by yourself and you can go look at all that.
Yeah.
All right, so now we want to make our columns the widths that we want, and these are going to be a percentage of the whole. So if you go into each column, you can
75
set the widths.
That's what I'm going to do.
75-25 is pretty, or 80-20 or whatever. Oh. And now you need to do the other one down to 25.
Okay. That's cool.
The idea would be you don't want it to be more than 100% because, math.
Yeah, math is a thing. So is there a way to manage that gap? Is that where block gap comes in?
That would probably so block gap would allow that. Then we need to go back and enable those appearance tools. I'm pretty sure that's how you get the block gap option.
Yeah. Do we want that? Do you want to deal with that? Hey, Florida Coder Man, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you, my friend. Thank you. Oh, resub.
It'll open up some more options. So.
Yeah. All right. So let's add the appearance tools. So the history on the appearance tools is sort of an opt-in approach for all the things, I believe. Because this is the equivalent of, right?
Kind of the experimental thing. Like the things that are pretty new. It seems to me like
all of the
things that are in there.
Like on my screen. So it auto-enables all the border, color, radius, style, width, the color length stuff, the block gap, margin, like all the things under spacing. I think line height, apparently under typography. So it's sort of like it's a big light switch to turn on as many things as possible. I guess that's probably not the best way of saying it, but you can go in and individually turn these things on as well. On in each of the things, each of these sections. So let me just, I'll save this and refresh. I'm going to do a hard refresh here. Bear with. Huh. That's interesting. I have a bunch of plugins enabled. Let's not hold on. I'm going to deactivate all the things. It's just that might be me breaking things. That is indeed me breaking things. So Aruba says I didn't think appearance tools enabled block gap. Guess we'll find out. According to
block gap is so new that I am not sure where they've landed with this. So
padding. So what? Is this block gap?
No. You could use padding as a type of
Yeah.
block gap, but it is not the actual block gap. So
Okay, so it's enabling.
there
So
is
so it
going
looks
to
like
be-
I think our schema is incorrect. So if I go into spacing, all right, I should be able to add a spacing in here, right? And then block gap. Oh yeah, right. So let's see what that does. Love the schema, but we got to make sure it's up to date. Otherwise, it's not as helpful as it could be. Columns. Group. Huh, interesting. Let me just hide this, right? In my group, I don't... Dimensions? There it is, block spacing. Interesting. So block gap is not enabled... Or was it? Was it? Okay, hold on. I'm going to turn... okay, I'm all in place. All right. Debugging. Turn one thing on at a time. Okay, so I'm going to... So appearance tools is true. So in theory, this is supposed to enable block gap on under spacing. So let me just save that. Let me refresh this page. Do I need to save this? I'm going to save it. I'm going to refresh. And then we'll go to group. And click on group. Okay, so it does look like it's there. Well, let's double check that and turn this to the false. This is the default. All right. And we will refresh this again and see the group. Okay, I don't see it. So it does look like appearance tools enables block gap under group. Just to be doubly sure, so I don't have it defined anywhere else. I only have appearance tools turned on.
But
back over
it
here.
doesn't define it under the column block.
Doesn't
column,
seem to.
Right? Or is it? I thought it would be
so
the
group's
columns
got
block.
Okay, so this is turning on block gap, which is block spacing, and the padding for it as well. Now let's see if columns has padding. Column has padding. So it looks like it's just the group block. Cool. Okay, well that's good to know that it doesn't. Thanks, Fabian. Always good having you back around to answer the tough questions. And appreciate you, my friend. Congrats on the promotion, by the way. Anyways, cool. Okay, so yeah, so that was a bit of a tangent. So group block, we can set our block spacing. So we'll say what, 5 pixels? How do we even know? 200 pixels. I don't see any.
It might be easier to see if we actually put something in that sidebar.
Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so I actually want to enable my contributor props plugin that we built because it was a widget that got turned into a sidebar. So or it turned into a block. So I'm gonna add that in there. I'm gonna have to refresh most likely. Get out of here. Okay, so if I come in here now, I should be able to do. There we go, contributor props. And I'm gonna put my username. And then, oh boy, okay. That's a lot of, all right. That's cool. It's beautiful. It's ridiculous. I need to clearly fix up that a little bit. But anyways, we'll go with that because these are really, really, really long commit messages that got added. Anyways, cool. So we have this in the sidebar. So I hate the link color in here. Don't know about you, but
well, do we want to change the link color across the whole site? I would think so because
yes,
against that greenish colors now, so
yeah,
great. So let's go back to theme JSON and do it there.
Okay, so we'll go into theme JSON. So we'll go
because if we set it here, then it's going to only apply to where we set it. So and it won't go out to the global styles.
Yeah, no, it totally makes sense.
File level,
yeah,
which is where we want it to be. So let's go to styles.
Okay, styles. Oh.
And then we're going to go to elements.
Okay,
and
so
then
in
we're going to
elements,
add
the link option. Okay, and then under link, what's it asking for? We want color.
Color.
And then the text color. I want
text.
I want it to be the orange. That's what I want. And if there's any designers in the stream that are going to yell at me, I'd love to hear it. But I'm going with the orange.
It'll tell us if it's a contrast problem in the admin area, which is.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. So let's refresh this.
Against the background, so like it'll compare the background color to the text color.
Color. Color. Okay. I mean, we could try it. We could go.
It's better than it was. So.
Yeah. Okay. I like that better. Oh, yeah. Okay.
If you change it here, then it's only going to change that one block.
Oh no! I didn't change anything there. I don't think I did. I reset. I reset it. Oh my lord! What did I just do? Something just went nuts. Whoa! You seeing this?
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know how we did that. But we have video proof. That's very weird. Okay. Okay, what happens? I close that. So I have.
Oh, you have. Oh, it's an iframe problem. See how you have the. It's
yeah. I've got the editor inside an editor.
The editor does actually load into an iframe, so we just broke the iframe basically. I don't know what we did to cause it, but
full site inception. That's awesome. Oh, and by the way, I just have to share this. This is a perfect opportunity for my new channel points thing called What the Deuce? There we go. I was so proud of myself for doing that. Jeff Paul, if you're here, that's for you, my friend. Anyways, okay, so let's try to fix this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Maybe I'll deactivate that plugin. I don't think it's a plugin. Let's just reload it and see sort of what happens here. Okay. Now I'm going to activate that again. Refresh. Okay. Now we're good. Okay. Now, where were we?
All right. So now we have our content area. We have our sidebar. So basically, when we create more templates that are going to use this general layout, I would probably duplicate this.
Okay.
Because it's going to like carry over the widths and all, and the percentages and the padding, whatever we set up. So, and also the template parts that we've got. So probably the next thing we want to do now is at the bottom of the page below we've got a group, we've got the columns. I don't know if we necessarily need both of those since it didn't actually fix our block gap thing, or did it? I don't know.
Oh, it did? It didn't, because the group, I think if I do padding in here, maybe that'll be something. Will it? I don't.
You want to
that's it.
You don't want padding around the whole thing, and
yeah. So I don't know if, well, the group solved our content width issue. So we put the columns in inside the group, which is cool. So I'm not going to worry about block spacing. But we need to add a footer. Is that where you're going with this?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So we're going to add another template part to the bottom, and this time it'll be the footer template part. And if you search for template part, it's going to show you the header, footer, and template part as the three options because they're variations.
Oh, I see.
Variations of the block. Okay.
So we have the same issue that we had before where we haven't defined our footer. So we should go do that in our theme.json under template parts. I'm going to add another one. And I'm lazy, so copy pasta footer. Oops. Footer, and then
footer.
Footer, yeah, exactly.
I was reading the typo.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why my channel points are called typos. Because I typo constantly. All right, sorry, I needed coffee there to... Okay, so if I refresh this now, I'm just going to reload it. We didn't make any changes there. And we're going to come down here. I'm going to insert the footer. Grab that. Choose the existing. I'm going to grab my footer area down here. And then we're good. So I'm going to remove this block. I think it's just a little bit ridiculous because it's pushing everything way down. So I'm going to insert something else in here, like whatever, tags, tag cloud, which I don't have any tags in here. Again, content. So, but this is going to be a little bit better. And then maybe what I'll do actually is while I'm in here, I'm going to insert a heading and call it tags I don't have. So there we go. Okay, so that's that. Cool. Okay, so this is making it a little easier to see what I'm doing here. Anyways, I'm gonna save that, and we're gonna. Okay, so we got our footer, we got our header, we got our content area, the simplest content area in the world.
Yeah. So we could start. So the idea now probably, well, you have a couple of options. One option would be to start from here and then start building out all the other templates that you need to create a full theme. Mm-hmm. So that could be, so we've got an index. We might want a single page that has the same basic layout, but its own query loop, because we might not want to put the date on there. So we have our index, which acts as our like cover all the bases, kind of an archive. Mm-hmm. But there are other templates that we can create here that would like make the theme more complete. So if you look at a theme like 2022, it's got a whole bunch of templates in there. It's got, you know, your regular default type templates that are just used by WordPress. It's just run-of-the-mill things. And then we also have custom templates, which in classic terms would have been custom page templates. But with block themes, we can actually enable specific templates to be available based on the post type. So if we wanted to have a template that was selectable for posts, we could create that template file and the HTML file for it. And then we would be able to declare it in the theme JSON for that post type. So if you don't declare it, it will just be a plain old custom post type or custom page template that would then be selected in the page attributes area. So in the editor.
Okay.
So what do you think you want?
Well, I think like right now, if we look at our templates, we need a single post. We don't have a single post, so we should probably build that. So we could start from scratch, or sorry, you.
I would actually duplicate this. So let's go out to the template editor. Maybe actually let's copy everything here into your clipboard. Like select all, and then copy.
Just select all and copy. So what that
will do, like.
Interesting.
Command A.
Yep.
No, that's not right. It should put blue boxes around everything if it's selected. Can you? I don't know how to do this. So
I've got.
So like, when I want to take over the keyboard, try this. If you were in a single page, like in the regular editor, you'd be able to do a select all, but it might not work from here.
Okay.
Well, that's too bad.
Yeah, that is too bad. Okay, so
what I was hoping to do was to get the HTML markup from all these blocks in there, but it's looking like it's not making that super easy. So that will be iterated on in the future, I'm sure. Oh, from block list, somebody says. So let's try.
Oh, yeah.
So we can select it all from the block list.
Can I just do this?
Command A, maybe?
No. Oh, there we go. So that did that. If I copy that, let's see what happens.
All right.
That's
maybe?
Okay. And so, okay, so now, so what's the best way? So so to duplicate this, we're copy pasting to duplicate. Is that what you're? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So when you select blocks and paste them, I don't know if this is going to work because I wasn't expecting to see everything on the right to look selected.
Well, that's okay. We'll
So we can try it.
We'll just see what happens.
We get. But
so we need to go into templates.
When you copy out of the editor, what it should be doing is just getting the block markup into your clipboard, which then you can paste into another editor as that markup, and it'll show you. It'll basically just give you everything the same header, footer, and query.
All right.
So let's try it. See what we get.
So we go to templates.
Templates, yeah.
Templates, and we're gonna add new. We're gonna go front page.
Did we already do a single? We don't have a single option here. Okay. Change the plan. Let's go create a single.html in our theme.
Okay. So in our templates, we have index, page landing, and page HTML. So we need to create, you say single.html?
It should be single.
All right. I'm just going to see what's in my paste buffer. Nope. I don't know what that was.
No,
okay.
That's no good.
Let's
All
go
right,
back.
if you save this, now it'll show up as an existing template now.
Okay.
In the template viewer.
Sorry, go back to my template editor. Templates. Add new. Refresh.
Shouldn't need to add
Single post. There it is. I just needed to refresh it.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for that. ROG ZHTC. I don't know how to pronounce that, but thank you for joining. Thank you for commenting, and appreciate you. So we go into single post. Nothing in here.
It's going to be completely empty. So now, if that paste had worked, then we would paste it all in here. But I don't think it did. So I think we can just start adding our blocks in again.
Okay. Let me try one more thing. Just want to make sure I didn't do it wrong, which is a very real possibility. So if I just grab it all, hit copy, I'm gonna come into my templates. I'm gonna go to my single post, and I don't know why it's doing that, but it's doing that. And then if I weird. Okay. Oh God. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. It just everything just blew up there. Hold on. That was me being a little bit nuts with the.
All right, so you can't copy multiple groups, but we can copy each outer group.
Okay.
So it would just be the 3 of them from that other template.
Oh boy, I need a button that says delete all the things. That's what I need. All right, I want to get rid of all this stuff. Okay. And sorry, so you're saying that, where am I here? Yeah, I'm gonna edit this
to that other template.
So this should be my index template. So if I come in here and grab my header, I should be able to copy this, right? Copy that, and then I can go paste. So how do I? No.
So I'd remove that paragraph tag because it made that into a paragraph. Maybe you can't remove the last block. I don't know. Okay, so there we go. So now just paste. Or so click into that paragraph block and paste in there. Or did you try that?
Okay.
Being
there we go. Okay.
A little bit.
Okay. Okay, so that did that.
And then just repeat that process for the other 2 container blocks.
Okay,
and
so
all
I'm gonna grab
containers should come
Sorry.
along.
Sorry, I think there's a bit of a delay. I'm talking over you. I apologize.
Oh, that's all right.
Okay, so I'm going to copy the group block now. I'm going to come over here. And if I just selected what would be the default block and I paste in there. That's working. Okay. Like that. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to come in and grab the footer block now. Copy. Come over here. Drop down in there. Paste. And footers in. Okay.
So
So
the
now,
benefit of doing it this way is really that if you had a lot of settings and a lot of inner blocks happening, going down into a bunch of layers, and it was all very carefully configured, like for your header and your footer, it would mean that you don't have to redo all of that work. So it would just bring over just the same way. Even though we aren't going to want the same content in our, we're going to remove that query loop and just add in a post template, I think. So,
okay. Yep.
because I just want the page title and content probably.
So,
or was this single post, right?
Yeah, it's a single post. So I'm going to just, okay. I will remove the query loop. And then in here, I'm going to add,
I think it's just a template, a post template. Is that an option in here? If not, then we might have to get the query loop, a query loop back in there. And I might be completely wrong. I thought, or maybe it doesn't need a post template because it's not going to be pulling multiple.
So yeah.
Start building out the content without that container around it.
Wait, what's in the query loop? There was something before that was in there.
Well, it's the query loop and then the post template, and you can just add your title, your content, your date, your author, whatever.
Right.
Whatever you want. So you could actually just drag those posts up into the column directly if you wanted to.
Just drag them
remove whatever you're not going to use. Well, not the post template, just the stuff inside of post template.
Okay.
Because if you include that in the query loop, then it's going to, you have to set the loop to pull in what you want it to have, as opposed to just.
So I don't need this post template.
You actually don't need the query loop at all.
Oh, so I should just be able to put that up there.
Because it's not going to loop. It's just going to pull the content for this template.
So I'm going to just, what am I doing here? I'm going to remove that. Post title, post date. I'm going to do, date. And then after that, I'm going to insert post. Oh, there it is, post content. And save. Okay, cool. So
that's our single post. And I think we need to set, okay, we did this as single.html, right? So let's go into a post and see if it worked.
All right. I realized something about our indexes. We don't have a link to any of these pages. We'll have to do that. So let's just look at meme generator. Oh, there we go. This is the most well-designed site I've ever worked on.
Oh, yeah.
So this is our single post. So cool. All right. So let's maybe make this a little nicer. Where am I here? Like, if I wanted to put like pagination, right?
Yeah. So, is there a next post, previous post pagination for a single? I don't know if that's been added. Oh, next post. Mm-hmm.
So we'll. How is that done in the query loop? Because we got a previous page, page number. Oh, there's a pagination block.
Right.
So let me see if I can put that in there. Can I convert? Oops, what did I do? Whatever I did, I didn't want to. What am I doing here? Okay, so I go browse all.
I have not tried a pagination. Yeah, so I think that is meant to be used within the query loop.
Oh,
so you might be able to do a next
block.
post, previous post link outside of the pagination block.
Yeah, I'll have to put in I guess a group block. Like I want them to be I don't want them to be stacked, right? So I'll go.
Yeah, so a row block would maybe do it, or a columns block, or
do a row.
two, I guess that I would think.
Put in what is it? Previous post, and then next post. Okay. And what was the other thing? Page numbers, and then insert.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't put, so this is just a stylistic thing, but I probably wouldn't put page numbers on a single.
Yeah, you're probably right.
The next and previous.
So we'll save that. And then if I look at the meme generator now, oh, did that not save? Sorry. Oh, there we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Does it go?
A whole bunch of
does it go
empty
to the right
stuff.
place? That's the big question.
Should be. The last post, the last published post is the contributor one, so that makes sense.
Okay, great.
So this is just useless content stuff. Okay. All right. So I want to put this the orange divider down the side here to separate my content area, my beautifully designed content area. I'll accept no other description of it, and this sidebar.
Yeah. So it was a divider between the two columns.
Yeah, like I think we just need to do something like do like a border left.
Yeah. So because we can't control borders individually, I don't think.
Oh yeah.
Can we? I don't remember ever seeing the ability to break the border out. So.
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know.
So if it's not something that we can do with a JSON setting or style rather, then we would want to put it into our style.css. And there are always going to be things that you want to do that it's not available. So we can still use our variable for the color
right
in our theme. In our style.css.
So let's talk about, that leads me to a question. How can I do that? Like, what's the set? Like, I want, like, because if I have multiple column, like, I'm just looking at the markup, which I'm really realizing that absolutely nobody can read probably. So like, this is my markup. I've got a columns block, and then I've got this column, but I've got no like sort of differentiating means of targeting that. So
there are a couple of things you can do. One is that you could add a custom class to the block that you want to target in the block settings,
and that would apply to all the templates, right?
Anything that was using that template. Yeah.
So if I come in here, let's just demo that. So so I'm in my group, I'm in my column, I'm in my right column. I'm going to add a custom class, and I'll call this whatever, content sidebar needs. Okay, I'm just going to call it content sidebar. I'm just going to update this. And then, so now we can see that this has got that class, so we can target it normally.
Yep.
Cool. Sorry, I just wanted to kind of show that
Absolutely. And then along the same vein, you could also add a custom class to your content area that would allow you to target that as well. Because you probably would want to be complete rather than only doing content, the thing that you need.
Section, yeah, you can do something like that and then just target that. So, but now, is it possible to define in theme.json? Could I target that? Could I set up a rule, a CSS rule? I don't think we're there yet. Are we? No? Okay.
No, not in that way. So what we would be doing is we've already created our variable for the color, and we could actually create variables for things like a border width and create some custom variables if we wanted to in theme JSON. But where we're actually going to use those variables in this case
would be in this.
It's going to be in style.css. Okay. Because we don't have the controls. So if you think of your style section of theme JSON as being your default control settings.
Okay.
You can't add something that's not a control, basically.
Right.
So
Right. Okay. Well, this is really good to know, I think. So let's do this just for the sake of doing this. So now we're kind of we've defined everything that we can inside of this stuff. So well, hold on though. We can define a variable, right? We can't define.
yes.
So like I couldn't say. Could I define not the selector but the rule, if that makes sense? Like if I want to say I want to have a border of 2 pixels that is this color, can I define, like how would I define that variable? Is that a possibility? Am I making sense? Like if I wanted to have like my default border setting, I could in CSS I could do something like bear with.
It would be a little bit like where we do the font families, where you're including multiple parts of the CSS into the same the same variable setting.
Man, I can't.
So it would be a custom. It's var and then open parentheses.
Right, but when you're defining them, right?
I
could do like my button or my border setting, whatever, right? And then I could say solid 1 pixel red, for example, right? And then can I define this is clearly not right, but could I define that in my theme.json and then refer to that in my CSS? Can.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. So what we want to do is go back to our theme.json and go into settings, and then we're going to add a custom section.
Yeah, okay. So down here, custom. And then
we're going to give it a name.
The name is going to be, I'm going to call it
something simple, because it's going to create this long thing.
Sidebar border. That's what I'm going to do. And then I just basically would,
value is going to be
whatever I would put into the
what you want it to be.
I see. So this
family up there has the comma separated.
Okay, cool. So if I did solid 1 pixel, and then what I need is my orange color. So I would need, because that's
and then you put the variable in for that.
Yeah. So I do that. Would that do it?
I've never tried to nest variables instead of variables, but why not?
Yeah, I mean, it should work. It should work. Let's just see. So where would this be defined? This would be defined again in the body, like all this, because this is
going to add it to the body class. Yeah, it's going to be in there.
Okay, so it should be in there.
If we refresh it, it should load it, and then you can see what it's called. It's going to have a generated name of some kind with lots of dashes in it.
Okay, it's right here. So that's it. Okay, so this is good to know. So it's prefixed. Can everyone see that okay? Let me just zoom in a little bit. So this is really cool. Sorry, I'm moving everything around. So I called it sidebar border, and then it prefixed it with WP -WP custom dash, and then it looks like this is gonna work because it's seeing the color. Let's just see what happens there. So I should be able to access this in my styles. Wait a minute, did I not? What did I do here? Okay, so then in my, what do I call that thing? Sidebar border. I don't remember what I call it. Sorry, bear with me. Content sidebar is the name of the class. So I should, now please do a better job than what I'm doing here with my targeting. I should be able to say border and then var, right? And then the name of this variable. This feels like voodoo magic to me. I'm sure most of the front end developers in here are going, yeah, Ryan, this is the most basic way that you can do what you're doing here. Why is that giving me a hard time? Oh, it's a class. Sorry, that's why. And then do that. Okay, so I just need to enqueue this now, right?
You need to add the,
Add the, sorry?
You were already ahead of me. So.
Okay. I'm just gonna do this and then go theme styles, and I don't remember what is it. This is the. It's what it was. A get style sheet. Get style sheet URI, right?
That sounds. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And then what's false doing here? I don't know why this is yelling at me. It's yelling at me about all kinds of stuff. Oh, whatever. Version false media. Okay, I'm just gonna. This is just bad news, but I'm just gonna do this. Okay, so we should have. Let's see. Sources. I don't see any changes. I'm just gonna look here. So it looks like it's loading that WP block column dot content sidebar.
All right, so there must be something wrong with the way that we're calling it in.
Maybe I just need to. Interesting. Oh, there we go. So it was just my targeting. Clearly, I need to be like border right or border left on this one.
Yeah.
Right. Cool. So my targeting was all messed
so
up.
So this is a great example of how you can create those variables with the, in this case, it's a little more complex. It's not just a single thing.
Yeah.
And then you can use it wherever you want within your.
I could see this being super powerful because you're doing like when I was working on bigger sites, agency stuff, we would do things like you would define define the brand primary, and then there would be like brand secondary that was like a variation of that. So you're building on top of all of your CSS variables, and you have like very complicated variables that reference other variables or reference other variables. And this I can see this being a really great way of like sort of building on top of that and having it all defined in a single place. I think that's great.
Yeah.
And then what to say? Whatever. Margin. Oh wait. Hold on. So there's no spacing in there. So I think what we need to do is in the column block. That's not the right button. We're gonna go now padding.
So if you click the little lockbox,
oh, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Individually.
So you don't need to know CSS properties, and oh, you know what really cool is if you click that, it works. Can anyone see that? Sorry. So when I highlight the box, it shows me what side of the padding. So you don't need to be a CSS wizard to know it's like left, top, right, bottom, or whatever it is. So in here, I'm gonna go 15 pixels. And then I'm going to zoom out because I can't read it. And then now we've got some padding in there. So I was gonna go do it and add it to the CSS, but this shouldn't.
So here's an important thing. If you want these CSS to load into the editor as well as on the front end, you also have to enqueue these styles into the editor. It's a separate.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I'm just noticing though that my padding's not actually doing anything on the front end. Like whatever, 30. So that's definitely giving me some padding. Maybe I didn't update. Let me just do that again, and I'll just do a hard refresh. Yeah, no, it's not doing it.
We're in the index right now. Were you looking at the single? Because it's only going to apply to the template that you just.
No, this is the single.
This should. No, you were in index when you.
Oh, was I? Oh, yeah. No, I'm in single. Oh, you're right. I'm a dope. Sorry. I'm so disappointed with myself right now. I don't know.
So out in the real world, we probably would have wanted to nail all of this down before we started duplicating.
Exactly. So anyhow, so hopefully this should be there we go. So now we've got a nice relative little words are escaping me. Nice little divider there. We've got our previous and next buttons.
Now, one thing that I don't know what would happen. Actually, no, this is great because So traditionally in front end design, it was kind of hard to get these dividers to do what you wanted because it was like it was only going to go down as far as that container went, whatever you're
Mm-hmm.
applying it to. But this is going all the way down to the bottom of the others column. So
Yeah.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So it's probably Grid or Flex or something like that that's helping us out with that.
Yeah. Cool. Um, okay. So I'm totally fine with this. This is as a single page. What are we missing now? Or is there anything that we wanted to play around with on here first?
So the other templates that are ones that you can create from within where the site editor without a template file already in your theme. Actually, let me back up a little bit. So if you have the template in your theme, you can edit it and save that like a database version of it that's been edited in the site editor. So that's kind of what we did with the single.html. We couldn't create a single post template from within the editor, but if we have one already, then we can make changes to it from within the site editor. It doesn't change the original file, but whatever's been saved to the site editor is going to take precedence over what's in the theme. So it's just part of the hierarchy of how the templating works. Okay. So there are a number of things that you can actually create from within the site editor. One is a 404 page. We can also do search results. I think there were a few others. I can't remember all of them.
Well, here I can. If you just, and you can see those by going into the templates section and clicking Add New, and it gives you these ones. There's Archive, Search, 404, and Front Page. So Front Page is when you have your blog set to a page on the front page, right? Is that I can never ever keep this straight because there's index, there's home, and then there's front page.
So your index. So if you have this, it's so confusing. Yeah. But basically, the way it works is, if you have no front page.html or .php file, it's going to use the index.
Right. So that's a template. And to be clear, dear viewers, this is not a full site editing confusion. This has been a confusion with template hierarchy in WordPress since the dawn of time, because time started when WordPress started, obviously. But
I actually have a call about this later today to try to explain it to somebody who's writing some educational content around this very topic. So.
It's So index. So like in the template hierarchy historically, index was like, if you didn't have it, it used index. And so it makes sense that if you don't have front page that it will use in index. But there's a differentiation between, because in your site settings, which I can show, and sorry, I'm going to
go into site settings. Yeah, I think that helps. It'll help.
I'm going to derail us here for a second. So if you go under settings and then you go into reading, you have this option of what your home page sets. Right. This is probably for the majority of you. This is not new info, but it does help. So you can actually set your site to latest post, which is what we have it set up. So you show all your latest stuff, and then you can actually set a static page as well. And then you can say that this is my home page. And now,
so if you choose a home page here, then there's something in here, and I'm not sure if it's a bug or by design, but if you create a front page .html file in your theme, it will not be used if you have a static page set. So if you have a static page set, that's like supposed to be overriding whatever else exists.
Yeah.
So, and then you could create a posts page, which will be an actual published page on your site, and that will use index. So that's the idea of a static page. Is I created a published page on my site. I want to use it as my home page. And then for the blog page, you're going to tell it what page to do it. And it doesn't have to have any content in it. It's going to then default to use the index template, either PHP or HTML, depending on what your theme has. So latest posts should just be your index.html file but if that front page file exists, it's going to use that.
So that's a way of like keeping, if you want, like, you know, that's why they say a bare bones theme just has an index dot, or used to just have an index.php, because it would use that for everything, and then you can kind of get more and more detailed, more and more specific. Like you can even say page.php, which is all your pages, but then you can say page-slug. Oh, and that, so then that one page with that slug will use that, and it's same with posts and things like that, and archives, and there's singular, and there's all kinds of there's things for custom. Anyways, I'm off on a tangent here.
I'm gonna back up. Gonna back up to the thing about the what could be a bug, but I'm not entirely sure.
Mm-hmm.
If you create that front page template in the site editor or in the template editor, either way, it's gonna override whatever you have set for this home page.
Oh, I see. So if I have a
I
static page,
don't know if it's intentional or not. So
okay.
It's just a difference in the way that it works.
Yeah.
Just so go ahead and move to your question now.
No, just a comment from Ward and Cliff, first time chat from viewer. Thanks for joining us. Cool. I'm glad that you like it. I totally get the PSR thing in WordPress. WordPress is its own little island when it comes to standards and practices and stuff. But I appreciate you being here. Yeah, thanks. You're cool. No, you're cool. I appreciate you. I'm not cool. I stream coding for a living, so come on. Anyhow, thank you for joining Ward and Cliff. You're always welcome. Cool. Anyways, enough of that. Let's move on to what were we doing before I hijacked this? We were going.
We were just talking about what you can add to the template or the site editor.
Right.
And I don't know where I was going with it. So.
Cool. So okay. So I just wanted to mention this little blue button here, or blue icon. So it clearly means that this template has been customized. So because we have files because we have files in our theme that represent these pages, these represent things that have been overwritten in the database. So like we've gone in and changed things, right? So you can clear the customizations at any time if you want to get back to where you were before. Just wanted to mention that.
If you do that, then your changes are gone, and you won't be able to get them back.
Your changes are gone. Like, full disclosure, you'll lose everything. It's not. But it is possible to get it back. What would be super cool is like revisions, a revisions API for templates, which may or may not be on the roadmap. I have no idea. That would be really neat to be able to.
Well, it's a post type, so theoretically we should be able to do that.
That would be super cool. If anyone is feeling froggy, get out there and write a plugin that does it. That's really cool. So we're about 1:45. We usually go till about noon, but we can stick around longer. What do you think we should do next, Daisy? I will stop talking.
So I'm just going to continue on from the point that you were making about these customizations. So the idea at this point would be to get everything on your site the way that you want it in terms of the templates. And then get the files exported again to your theme, and then clear out all these customizations. That's what I would do, at least.
Right.
I would use WordPress as my development tool, and I would get all the files out, save them to my theme, clear out the customizations, and then I know that it's being pulled from the file rather than the database, which I think is at least a little bit more efficient for the front end. So it's a little less of a lift.
I think that makes a lot of sense too. I mean, I think that makes a lot of sense. From a developer point of view, you can think of what we're doing as sort of like, a branch that you cut in Git, and you're kind of like messing around with it, and now you want to commit it. So you can actually just download all this stuff and overwrite your templates and let it go.
A little bit like that.
Yeah, it's really turning WordPress into a development. This is a loaded statement, and I realize, but like it's almost like WordPress is now your IDE. Instead of writing in VS Code, you're building in WordPress, and then just getting those templates and bringing it back into your whatever into your actual code, into your actual files. I think it's pretty cool.
And you could write all of this code out by hand, but It would be kind of grueling.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Come on. That's yeah.
No way.
No, you can. You can you can go in and write the blocks out exactly how they would be in the database with all your attributes and everything. It's totally possible. If you were building up block patterns, you would do that anyways. You'd probably build out your pattern, then copy and paste it in. But yeah, so cool. All right, so we have a single post. We have an index. We don't have an archive yet. Do you think we can get an archive put together in 15 minutes?
We could, but if there's no archive, it's just going to use the index.
Oh, so we don't need an archive.
We don't really need it.
Yeah, we should. Let's do a 404. Let's create a 404 from our add new because we don't have that. So in your templates, we can just say add new 404, and okay. And so we can add the header block. I'm just gonna go through this, and you tell me what if I'm doing it wrong, and then we're gonna go footer. And we're gonna choose our existing footer. That's awesome. Now in here we need to insert. What did we inserted a group block, right? And then we inherited the content, and then I'm going to just add an image, and for my media library, it's gonna be. I wish I had a funny. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna add that image.
I don't know. The fire one seems appropriate for a 404, right?
Yeah. And then we should insert a message in here, some kind of maybe a heading, and say heading. Where'd that go? Oh, there it is. And say, oops, can't find that. And I don't need that. And I'm going to move this above my image and center it and save. Oh, that's interesting. Why is...
Oh.
Did I add something?
You might have. So let's open up the list view and see if there's something new added to the header.
Oh, you know what I did? I put the group inside the header.
The group is in the header. Yeah.
So I'm going to move that out.
It's kind of tricky, but when you have, there you go. When you have that line that's underneath it that goes all the way over, then it'll be separated.
Okay, so now so it's still wanting me to, weird. Okay, cover. Oh, I put a cover block in there somehow. Yes, that's right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna do this. Remove template part, and I'm gonna add it back in. That's strange that it did that. I'm just gonna go header.
Try saving it now and see what happens.
Where did
before you add it back in?
Like this? Save. It's still. Oh, you know what? I'm just not gonna save the header. Right? So save that. Okay, I'm gonna save the template. No, dude, you can add what? I don't want to save the header. Why is it making me save the header? Okay.
I'm refreshing the whole thing now.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard some feedback about this the save process, that if you don't save something and you just want to let it revert, it's a little hard to get rid of it. So hopefully
remove template part. Move this.
We'll see some improvements in the UI.
Yeah, so choose existing header. Okay, so that put that back. Save this. Okay, it's not trying to get me to save the header then. I'm gonna save it. And is there a way to, like, I guess this isn't content. Like I'm used to the block header, so when I hit save, there's like a click, view post button. There's not a view. I guess there's a preview template button, right? Oh,
yeah, but that wouldn't show you the page. There isn't anything like that because it's not going to know what to show you.
Yeah, that makes sense. So if I just go like,
you need to have to just create a 404.
There we go.
A dead link and see it.
And so that did it. Oh, so that's okay. Cool. So that's our 404 page complete. I did that in like a minute. That was great because it's super. Well, there's a lot of design involved here, so I have to.
Absolutely.
And who knows what this is going to look like? Oh, that looks. What's going on here? We'll just pretend I didn't see that.
What, the bottom? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't want that.
Cool. So we have, okay, so we have four. So if we go back to our templates, we have a 404, we have a single post, we have all this stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. Okay. So it shows you who created it. So can you export, I could export this out, right? Like, so if I were to go in here and download my files, will it give me a 404.html?
It should, yeah.
Let's see. Let's see what it gave me in here. Sorry, can I zoom? Oh, I can zoom that in. Templates. Yep. So it does have a. Sorry, that's really. I can't zoom in any farther, but that is. Yep. So you could build out all of these things. I don't know if you can see that or not, but basically there's 404 in there. So.
And one of the things that we did was for that single.html, we just created an empty file initially just to say, hey, WordPress, we want to make this.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's populated in this export.
Yeah, and so like all those things and the template parts would be in there too, right? So our header and everything.
Yeah,
like if I open this up in VS Code, you can see I've got all of I've got my border stuff. I've got my, you know what I don't see though. You know what I don't. Oh no, sorry, never mind. That's not at all. I was thinking I'm missing the class, but we didn't add the class to that. We added it to.
Yeah, we added it somewhere else.
Yeah, it was in single. I wonder if it would be there. So column. Yeah. So we added that custom class that we put in there, and it's in the markup. So this is, yeah, great. That's really cool.
Now, if you were refactoring an existing theme and you wanted to try to like preserve some of your CSS, you could actually add some classes in to try to mitigate some of the chaos that's bound to happen when you do that. I don't know if it would be worth it though. It would be really hard to match up for the markup.
Cool. All right. Well, what else? What else is there? So, I mean, we've got like, without getting into like the detail, like really specific things, right? Like the idea of creating templates is pretty straightforward. We have the templates. We can add templates via the. Yes, soon there'll be no PHP left.
I think that's true.
Yeah. So we have a predefined list of these templates that we can choose from to generate via the database, but then we can also put these in ourselves. Cool. And the template parts.
We could talk about something if we want to install Gutenberg real quick. We could talk about something that's coming.
All right, I'm down. What do we got? Let's see. Plugins installed. I'm gonna deactivate that. I've got Gutenberg 12.5.4. I think is the most recent, so that should be up to date. And what you got for me? Where am I going? Editor.
Okay, so no, we're just gonna go straight back to our files. Actually,
straight back to our files. Okay.
And I'm trying to look something up while we're talking here. So, hold on, please. I should have had this loaded if I was going to talk about it.
I wouldn't even worry about it.
This
I really like this. Like I think this is going to be super neat. Like super cool.
So in the latest version of Gutenberg, we've added in the option to do variations on your theme JSON, so you can have different color schemes. So we're going to create one real quick.
Sweet.
I'm just looking for the code snippet here. Okay.
No problem.
So we are going to add a folder. Called something.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. I remember this.
Okay. Why is it not showing up here?
See if I can find it. It was in GitHub. I did.
I thought I saw it in the docs, but it's not. not showing up for me. Well, that's just annoying. It might be in the reference. Oh, it could have been a dev note too. Hmm. And I can't remember the name of the folder, so. The error is terrible if you're listening. Sorry about that. Okay, so let's try.
I think this is it here.
A directory called, is it styles?
I think this is the actual PR that we're talking about right there. I just dropped it in chat, sorry. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one.
So have a look at that one. Those following along at home.
And there is a docs PR as well, because I read it.
Yeah, I actually went through this and tried to get it all working, and it didn't work for me, but that's because I didn't have the I didn't have the at that point it wasn't merged. So
yeah. And I did try it, and I just can't remember the name of the folder. So that's annoying.
I think it's patterns. No.
Is it pattern? No, not patterns. From themes folder. Styles folder. Okay, so let's create a folder called styles.
Okay, I will do that. Stand by. Okay, so
in our because that was what I thought it was.
Hey, check this out. I already have one. I think I was messing around with this. And that's okay. So I have styles.
All right. So now let's do red.json.
Red.json. Okay, and then a JSON file. What goes in
now
here?
Let's go back to our theme JSON. Well, schema would help because it's still a theme JSON file. We're just not calling it theme JSON.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna grab the schema. And do we need version 2 as well? Well, probably
I don't know if it's required, but probably a good idea.
All right.
We're not creating an entire JSON file. It's not going to be everything. We're just we're going to add the things that we want to change. So I want to grab settings and the color stuff.
Okay, so we'll go settings.
And we're just going to give it a different color palette, basically.
Okay, and then color, right? Oh, what am I doing? Color. All right, and then I need the palette. So I'll grab that stuff. Oops.
Yeah.
Grab this. I'll grab in there, and then do you want me to make this red or?
Yeah, you can just use the named red. No, you don't want to. I want to change the slug because if you change the slug, you're also changing the class, and it won't work. So leave the slug as orange.
So this is another reason to use proper naming. And then
semantic, yeah.
Yeah, well, let's make this blue.
And you could change the name to be red if you wanted to, just not the slug. The
slug I see.
The,
okay.
Like, the identifier.
Yeah. Is this going to work? I'm assuming that because that's the valid CSS property should work, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so I've got red.
That's my lazy testing is just use named colors.
Yeah. Okay, so we've got this.
Save this.
Okay, so that's saved.
And now we can go back into our site editor.
Okay, appearance editor. And okay, we'll go in here. Styles.
Okay, and now we want to open up the global styles, which is that little half moony thing. And it's not showing up. Why is it not showing up?
Do you need to register it in some way?
No. What version of Gutenberg do we have installed?
Good question. I believe it's 12.4.5.
I think we need 12.5. So is there...
Oh, 12.5.4. I'm sorry. It is 12.5.4. That's the version. I just updated this morning, so let me also. Sometimes I'm gonna just activate a different theme and then reactivate our theme because sometimes that's been a pain in the butt for whatever reason.
And specifically with changes to theme JSON, it's been a thing. So. No, it's not going to be there. It'll be out. And it should say additional styles. And it's not showing up.
Okay.
So what did I miss? I did this and it worked. So I'm not sure. That's not supposed to work though. It should show as additional style and then it'll give you like a preview of the colors just alongside of it. And the computer that I did it on is not here with me, so.
Well, I believe you. So let's. Does that PR which has been merged, does it have docs in there and how to do it?
Well, that was what I was trying to find, and I was pretty sure that there was a reference to the docs merge.
Oh, maybe.
Global style. Document the global styles presets. There it is. Okay, so there it is. It's been merged. So you add styles directory with the JSON file in it. Yeah, I think it's supposed to just work. And it did for me.
Okay, well, I mean, and this is I'm in the right spot, right? I'm in the template editor, index, the site editor in here.
I think so.
Okay.
And this is where I would have expected to see it. And it would have been right below that color preview.
Right. So I'm doing this correctly, right? Like,
is it saved? Do we have an error in the?
Oh, there was a trailing comma. Sorry, I just like laughed maniacally.
I saw the red, and I was like, well, it's called red, but I don't think that it's supposed to be red.
You're never ever gonna want to come back and stream with me because every time I do this, I mess up your. It's right there. It's right there.
Great.
Oh, other styles just appeared, just popped in.
Yep. So click on that, and then it'll show you.
OMG.
Show you the two colors. So
it doesn't look like the orange.
It's pretty ugly.
Oh, that's red. Yeah. Oh, that's super ugly.
It's because something is being called that orange color a different way.
I think the background color on our cover block here too is set like manually.
Yeah. Because we were having trouble with it early on in one of our first streams.
Yeah.
It was the gradient. That's what it was.
That's right. It's the gradient. That's really cool. And I just realized that I'm colorblind, so I'm not really seeing much of a difference between the red and the orange there. But I'm sure everyone's like, "What? You're mad."
It's pretty ugly. I can tell you.
Oh, it's ugly. I don't need to see full color to know ugly, and that's ugly. But that's really cool. So then, if you just wanted to say add another one, you could, right? Just add whatever yellow.
One thing we don't have yet, and I think this will come. This is just like a proof of concept right now. Okay, so it's not really what's going to land in core yet. But what we can't do is like assign a specific page to use a different style, a different scheme.
Oh, that's cool.
So this is like global.
That's good to know.
But if you were creating a theme that you were going to distribute and you wanted to add in your color schemes, you can apply other things in your theme JSON or in those mini JSON files. So basically, it's like merging it in.
Cool.
And so you can do different settings depending.
This is super exciting. So could you do like typography stuff eventually? Like, is that there now, or is it's just color?
Color's just the easiest one to demonstrate.
Oh, okay, cool.
It merges it in the same way. I'm pretty sure, though I could be wrong, that it merges it the same way that a parent-child theme JSON is going to merge together.
Oh, okay.
So it's just continuing that hierarchy. So it would go parent, child, variation, and then site.
Oh, I see. So I could do something like this and just be like, what's it? Comic Sans.
Sure, why not?
Let's see what this does.
Whether
so
we like it or not.
We will not. But let's just see.
Safe font to use.
So let's go into other styles. Oh, I broke something. I bet there's trailing slashes again. Oh, yeah, there is. Okay, stand by. I don't know if that's the right name for the font, but why not? Let's see. Other styles. Okay, so the font name was incorrect.
So you can see the different font is there, but it's not actually cool.
Yeah, it's not the right font. So what is the? Well, now I need to know what Comic Sans font name is, because that's funny.
Let's see. Oh, MS or.
Comic Sans.
Oh, it should have
MS?
worked. So the font family, I looked at. Stack Overflow is telling me that it should be Comic Sans MS, which would be the Microsoft one, and then Comic Sans the way that you did it, and then cursive at the end. But I don't know why that didn't work if you're on Mac.
Cursive? I don't know. Let's just see what happens there.
You could try changing it to Comic Sans MS, but
maybe I don't have Comic Sans on this computer for whatever reason.
Maybe you don't. I'm gonna try something over on the side here where you
see
can
what font book tells me. Do I have Comic Sans in here? I don't think I do, which is totally fine.
Hilarious.
I don't have. I would never ever use that in real life at all. Oh, there's okay. Papyrus. Let's go with Papyrus.
That's basically the same thing in internet. It's like the meme of it's just later.
Yeah. I just don't know what the font is. Papyrus. I don't know if that's gonna work. Let's just see. What am I doing here? Okay. So we're gonna go Papyrus. I don't know if that's gonna work. It'll be absolutely hysterical. Let's be my avatar tribute site. Boom. Oh, it worked. Look at that. There we go. So you can do that. That is so neat. That is so cool. That's going to be super powerful.
I'm excited about it because I have this idea of doing this CSS Zen Garden homage thing.
Yeah, I think this is really
variations.
Neat. This would be super cool. I wonder, you know, what would be really amazing is at some point, it's not filterable now, the theme.json stuff, like completely, but being able to generate these via code. I mean, you could generate them, I guess, you could generate a file, do it that way, but the ingestion process, it's got to look for file names, right? So it's got to look for files or something, pull it in.
I think what's going to happen is because global styles are a post type, we're going to be able to save variations of global styles, and then it's going to pull it in from the database. I think that's what's going to happen based on what I've been reading.
Right.
It's not there yet because it's just a proof of concept. But
yeah,
it's pretty cool.
I was messing around with because like templates and template parts, they're all just a custom post type, right? And global styles are a custom post type as well. There's database interaction, WP query interaction, which means you have there's going to be hooks available, right? They might be too low level right now, but I mean, as a proof of concept, I was messing around with injecting my own block theme from a hook, and it worked. I broke the site momentarily, and I think I know why, but it's pretty low level, but it worked. So I mean, Paul Byrne was on a stream. I don't know if he's here tonight, but he was asking about a way for a plugin to inject a template, and that could be a way of doing it. I would imagine that there's probably it would be better if there was an API, because you have to like instantiate a class and add all sorts of stuff, right? But it was interesting. It was interesting to say the least. So, anywho, I love my new site, Daisy. Love it. Thank you so much. I really appreciate this. I'm so glad that we were able to
covered. Yeah, I was just gonna say I feel like we covered all the bases. Like maybe not in the most organized way, but I think we
Yeah,
touched
but
on everything.
I mean, if anyone else on the stream is like me, I don't work in a linear fashion. I jump around, I break things, and then I get frustrated and I move on to other things. So I think this is probably a realistic way of doing this, right? Especially when you're trying to figure stuff out. I can't thank you enough for this awesome stream session. Daisy, you are doing social learn stuff, are you not? On
Yes.
learn.wordpress. Do you want to pitch that? We'll drop some
Yeah,
links.
so I've been doing something very similar to this, kind of as a group, building a theme, taking it a little slower. So we're actually going into our 4th session tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to be talking about templates and template parts there. So it's on, you can find it from learn.wordpress.org, and the social learning is where it's going to be. So
I just linked workshops, but I think yeah, and then social learning is something. I'm just dropping links in here like crazy into the chat. Looks like we just got a whole bunch of people join us. Thank you so much for joining. We're getting towards the end here, but happy to answer any questions and stuff. I am also doing a social learning one for creating custom blocks, like your first one. Daisy, what's the link for your next one? Is it tomorrow? Is it this one?
It is tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. I think that does that link out? It goes out to Meetup.
It doesn't. So
okay, so meetup.com, and then there's a WordPress social learning is the name of the group, I think.
Yep, I'm just grabbing it now.
That's where you would.
Here's my shameless self promotion for the end of the month, but there's other ones in here. Right here. Sorry for the link dump here, folks, but I'm gonna add that. So that's the main thing, and then Daisy's next one, which is tomorrow, is right here. And yeah, sweet. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions about anything that we've seen today? We've covered a lot of stuff, which is awesome because we usually have we have 2 hours and we covered multiple templates, and you watched me code horribly, write CSS, and I know why my CSS didn't work before because I don't know how to write a valid selector apparently. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah. Daisy, is there anything that we wanted to cover before we call it?
I think we're good. This was great.
Awesome. Okay. Well, again, I can't thank you enough, Daisy, for spending the time with us over 3 sessions. And thanks, Florida. Always good to see you, my friend. But yeah, so next week, I don't know what we're doing yet. I'm thinking I want to do something with TypeScript. So I don't know. I don't use TypeScript very often. I think it's pretty neat. I'm trying to figure out a way to use it. So actually, if anyone in this stream uses TypeScript like a lot for block development, go to the repo, which I need to link at least once per stream. And there is a issue on there about TypeScript and block template stuff. So add notes in there for me, or links or whatever. I've got a bit of a setup happening. It feels a bit like it feels a little unnecessary. So maybe I'm just doing it wrong. So, but anyways, I want to show you. I because Daisy, we finished something. We're gonna do our mission completed. Yeah, I've discovered channel points, folks. Deal with it. So anyways, that is it. So awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much to everyone who joined. Thank you again, Daisy. I keep saying thank you, but you're amazing, and I'm so glad you spent time with us. We're gonna say bye, and I'll see y'all next week. Thanks, everyone.